Scepter.
Right.
Which is weird, because in the first, few days of the playoffs, they were all getting Ags, and very quickly. But I think they've been either dropping the farm priority, or they've changed their focus. I like Snapfire if she can get an Ags. Without it, I agree. Overrated.
I'm saying it. If TNC lose this game because of Snapfire, actually no. If TNC lose this game,
It's because of Snapfire.
it's because of Snapfire, and Snapfire is dead hero.
Okay.
Anybody that picks it is silly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially, was it Live to Win?
Yes.
Their 20% win rate on Snapfire across 18 or 19 games.
Yes, that was not encouraging.
Yeah. It's been, I think, the most picked hero of this tournament, and probably many others, and it feels like it just hovers around that 45 to high 40s win rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just let's just pick a Snapfire first too, because it gives away nothing. It's flexible, but generally it's just a support role. But I'm kind of with you guys. I haven't been blown away by it, but I also don't think you're meant to be blown away by these first two pick supports and their impact on the game.
I don't know. Mirana's there, and I've been blown away by many a Mirana today, specifically. So, but I do agree that there is something to be said for a hero that you can pretty much pick in no matter what draft. You're always going to find a lane for it. You're always going to find a use for a stun.
Yeah. You're not going to get outdrafted because you pick Snapfire.
Yeah.
The other thing is we've seen highlight plays from Miranas. I don't think we've seen highlight plays really from Snapfires necessarily in this tournament. Occasionally you get a really good Mortimer's Kisses. Occasionally, somebody overstays and then just gets, scatterblasted in the face and they die. But, it's rare. How many times do, Mirana's bait an entire team to, leap, just chase after them and then, leap away slowly? Or
Yeah. But it's is the measure of a hero's worth how highlight play worthy they are? Do you get highlight plays out of a DK? You know?
But I think that she also has those occasionally you get a really good Mortimer's Kisses
and what that provides.
Occasionally, somebody
I think she has both
overstays
of
and
them.
just
She
gets
has both worlds.
scatterblasted in the face and they
Mirana,
die.
Sapphire.
They've got Mirana. They've got both.
It's
They got
rare.
both.
Not many
Okay.
times.
Just what they should have done, yeah.
They don't cancel each other out.
The thing I think we're seeing exposed a bit with Snapfire last game and in some of these games is just the lack of a reliable stun. You've got Cookie, but it's this generally a follow-up stun or a skill-shotty stun that you can't rely on. Mirana's kind of the same way, but you can build the Yule Scepter to make it more reliable so that if they don't have BKB, they're going to get stunned. But yeah, you can't rely on Snapfire Cookie to initiate when you smoke up as a team. You need somebody else to go first.
Totally.
And now you've got Snap Mirana. You have two heroes that kind of rely on somebody else to stun first or go in first.
A Spirit, hopefully.
Yep.
I think that was what
Spirit
was
mids.
sorely lacking from TNC's draft in the previous series.
But they are playing against the Tidehunter, a hero that can shrug off many of those stuns.
Boom is daring them to pick Faceless Void right now. You just leave it open. You already have the Mirana. You already have the Snapfire. They're picking the Tidehunter. They're saying, "Come on, do it. Try it."
Drow gets banned. Yeah, one of the teams could have gone for that Venge Drow opener with Venge not banned.
That's true.
That Venge Drow has seemed like one of the strongest openers right now. We've seen that across different regions and feels very hard to beat.
I don't know. I think some teams rate it way higher than others.
Yeah.
It's kind of the feeling of this patch where some teams just think this is insane and others are not really doing it. All right, they didn't bait them into it. They just get rid of it.
Yeah, they banned Drow. The question you have to ask yourself is are we a cheese team or are we not a
Right.
cheese team? Some teams are just not cheese teams.
Do you think it's cheese to do Venge Drow?
Yeah, I think
Really?
Drow is cheese personally, but I mean less so than in the past. The old Drow was
Yeah.
more cheese, whereas let's just have Drow with all these range heroes and Snowball.
Visage.
Yeah, Drow, Visage, Puck or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheese.
To me, it feels it feels less like cheese than it used to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what you're saying.
It is
yeah.
less than it used to
Right.
be. But I think if you look at Drow being used to the extreme, I look at Viking. I think that their playstyle is that cheesy style.
Got it.
And it's kind of I think people hear cheese and they think oh it means they're doing
Rude.
something that's bad. It has a
techies.
bad connotation. But I want to praise Viking. I think their strats and the way they play is super cool and creative because it's so strategic and they're not playing around the individual skill of their mid or their carry player. They're a very team-oriented playstyle.
Okay.
But they are a bit cheesy, and I think that's great.
Is Skywrath cheesy?
No.
Skywrath with ET
Is
is pretty
Skywrath
cool.
good? Yeah, with ET, there's potential.
It's like bursting people up like crazy.
I would say cheese is like Visage strats, Drow strats, Last Big Broods,
Meepos.
Meepos.
Is Arc Warden cheesy?
Yeah. Ooh. It changes the game a bit, but I wouldn't say it's as cheesy.
Okay.
Techies?
Techies, yeah, but
Yeah, it's
if
cheese, but
how often do you see it?
yeah, it's just
If it's LGD, you see it. LGD or Techies pickers.
Have they been doing it?
Yeah, they've been doing
wow.
a lot.
new techies. The way techies is played these days is less cheesy.
That's true. It's almost a team fighter.
Yeah, exactly. I actually wouldn't consider techies these days as cheesy, but it's similar to Drow, where it's not as cheesy as it used to be.
Right.
Well, they deny one cheese potential with the Terror Blade. I think that's more them stealing it away from TNC than Boom really wanting to play it that badly. But either way, it still fits in to the mold.
I don't think that they could have played it on TNC really with all the magic damage they have. I feel like it would have been scary. Maybe. I don't know.
Skywrath, I'm usually okay with, unless if I'm in lane. Lane against Skywrath as a Terror Blade sucks.
Right.
But after the laning phase ends, you're usually okay.
TNC just going for some comfort picks. They get the RMLTA. Facing elimination, they're not messing around. They've got the insta-stun and initiation of a Vengeful Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But no answers to TB, because I would not consider TA a good pick to deal with a TB in general. But it is a good pick to play fast-paced, take Roche, take objectives, and considering this is a core Venge, right? Probably.
It seems like it.
I would hope so.
If not, it's a core Snapfire, which
Oh
doesn't sound terrible, but doesn't sound great.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Venge Mirana is the dual lane.
Yeah. Venge could be offlane or safe lane, but probably offlane makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking that it could be a Gabby Venge?
I do not think so, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels like it's a bad matchup against
Yeah.
TB too.
I think the Venge Mirana lane you mentioned makes most sense.
I don't know what carry you take now though for TNC. Like, who do you want to match up against for the TB?
I think you're less focused on countering TP and more trying to
Win
synergize with
fast.
your draft. Yeah, like the idea of getting a life steal and having like an armlet deso and just hit buildings, take Roche, snowball. I think that is what you're thinking about. If it goes late game, you're like, well, crap, this wasn't the plan, but let's try and itemize for TB. But I don't think you can necessarily draft TB counters or like go all in on trying to counter TB now.
Jug is kind of a dead hero, but I would like the idea of a Jug for TNC. Just a hero that does not require very many items, useful in pushes, and can come online early.
Yep. And they're the two BKB carries against like Tide, Skywrath, well, built-in BKB carries.
You could do like safe lane DP. That'd be hype.
I think she may be too cooldown dependent. Exorcism.
Well, that's why TA's there afterwards.
Yeah. It's surprising they banned Drow when they went into Avenge TA, because I'm like, yeah, Drow would have been perfect, but they banned it themselves. What else can I get? Snapfire plus what? Void sounds too cooldown dependent, just doesn't synergize with the idea of kind of snowballing. Does give them some team fight, which they're kind of lacking.
Maybe a Slark could be something, but that's again like not really taking towers as much.
Troll's been kind of popular. Don't love the idea of Troll, but it seems okay-ish. Not really sure. Leshrek. So they do go for a hero to deal with TB, but also so they deals with TB and fits the mold of
That's a great
snowballing and
pick.
taking towers.
Big fan of that pick.
It gets both.
So, KP Venge.
Unclear. Well, probably, but
Probably.
yeah. Because I guess Lesh could be 3 and Venge plays as a 1, but
It's true.
Venge
I
feels
feel-
more like the KP hero.
Yeah, and I think Lesh would get slapped around by a Skywrath a little bit too much in the lane. Okay, so DK picked up by Boom. And it's going to be mid. And it is indeed... Oh, KP Snapfire. Okay, so support Venge.
Alright.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of damage on the TB.
Which draft do you like, gods?
I'll go with TNC. I think they're going to play super fast, long cooldown on Tide ulti. TB needs time to come online. I think TNC can snowball this game.
Lyrical.
I think boom. I think Makoto's gonna win mid, and then he's gonna take the tower.
All right.
And snowball from there.
TNC facing elimination here in this game number 2. Let's see if they can hold on to their tournament dreams here in the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13. Welcome back. Game number 2, Boom versus TNC.
I would like to give a quick shout out
Please do.
to Fearless. We interviewed him early today. I just saw his Twitter. He said, "I fear nothing, but the interview scared me."
Oh
no.
I feel bad.
I feel bad too.
I don't know if he heard us the first few times and, didn't want. Oh, hold that thought.
Ooh.
Yo, he got 5 heroes with that Astral. Too bad he's dead.
Oh, the damn plus 100
Oh,
damage.
he's so fast. He's so
His
fast.
hat fell off.
We interviewed him early today. I just saw his Twitter. He said, "I fear nothing,
go check
but
out
the interview
Fearless.
scared me."
What is Fearless? What's the at?
No.
I feel bad.
Gods,
I feel bad
BTS
too.
I don't know
gods.
if he heard us the first few times.
Fearless Dota 2?
Didn't
I want the right
Fearless
one.
Dota 2.
Fearless Dota 2, all one thing?
Fearless Dota 2. He
Alright.
only has 175 followers, so get in there, guys.
Please go follow at Fearless Dota 2. There we go. Dota 2 right there on the screen.
I wish we had more time to talk to him.
As did I.
We had to get into our next game because we were a bit behind schedule.
Our sincere apologies, Fearless, but we'll be kinder to you next time.
We were kind.
We were kind, but I think we may have intimidated him,
I'm
perhaps.
gonna retweet it. There we go. Perfect.
Regardless, in terms of engagement, also don't forget to go to bts.gg/monstermvp to vote for your MVP. You saw how happy Fearless was that he made it.
Yeah.
He's like, Monster Can Mercedes. It's literally the same thing in terms of prestige.
He didn't sound nervous or scared at all.
Yeah, he
the second
didn't.
we found he won the MVP, he was like, "All right, where's my Benz?"
That's a lesson out there to everybody. Fake it till you make it. It's the most important thing.
Like how Skyreth is faking it as if he doesn't see this Mirana. He's like, oh, I don't know where Tim's is. JK, I've got a ward.
Get on.
And Tim's verifies it by drawing aggro.
Nice.
Clever.
Oh yeah. As well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Radiant's courier has
Get
been
it.
killed.
Courier goes down. Stun off to the side. FBZ. Body blocked in. Is this man in trouble? You have another stun in a second, I think. 1 second, and gonna land an FBZ in the grave.
Yeah, the era of tri-lanes are back. We've seen this a lot in the Southeast Asia region. These tri-lanes just coming back into popularity.
I don't know if this one will stay a try. Well, actually, we're getting Kezcute stealing a creep wave from... Is that the bot lane creep wave? Where did he get this wave from?
Yeah, this, I believe, was the first wave.
But the first wave you can't steal until they meet the tower.
The first wave after that, right?
So the second wave.
Well, I think he...
But that's what's at the bot lane right now,
Didn't he
isn't it?
grab it from after the tower? Is what I mean?
Oh, did he?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Because the dire first wave got grabbed by, like, pulled aside by someone as well. It was all very odd.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
it's not from mid, so that's all that really matters. So it has to be from bot.
Look at the... it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree. I'm not sure it'll stay a Trilane versus Trilane because I don't know if TB wants a 1v1 lane. It is against the Snapfire, which sounds actually all right.
Yeah, it's doable. Cause
Maybe the nukes at like level 2, 3, 4 start getting a bit too much. I don't know.
But you have to get like in very, very close range to get like the real damage on the Scatterblast, and so yeah, he can just pop. Like he doesn't have to blow meta super early. Like, did he use meta? Can I get a
No.
click on the? Yeah, so he hasn't even had to use meta on the TB. Oh no, he did.
No, he didn't use it. I don't know what you're talking about.
The screen's bugged.
Yeah. Bug screen.
Beta game.
Bugs observer.
Yeah, but Shredder drops armor, and I mean Dreamcell's got armor for days.
It's bug. Thanks for bringing that up. It's on him.
Yeah, you see this
He's got the kitty
Tide
set.
cosmetic? The Dire Tide Shimmer? He looks like a Kunkka ghost.
He does. That one right there, that's going to be the new thing.
Yeah. I'm ready. Once OG start playing, that's the line they're
for
spamming.
sure.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the Skywrath also.
Almost, what's it called? Like Frankenstein, you know?
But they're blue, not green.
They're kind of greenish.
Teal.
Yeah, it's like a tennis ball color.
What do you call the color that DK is? What do you call that color if you're referring to that player? Not the hero itself, but yeah, the player.
I call it gray because
Yeah.
in Warcraft 3 Dota it was gray.
Okay.
And it's still grayish, right?
So that's the old age lyrical. Do you ever refer to
by name or hero name or player
And
name.
even worse than that, it's like my purple player.
Oh yeah, that's
So
the worst.
It's the possession that you own.
Yeah.
It's like get out of here with that.
Yeah.
But that's what Aosin likes to do, so, you know.
I agree with you, Gabe. That's a really good stance to take on the issue.
Yeah? Thank you.
My blue sofa person, I don't really agree.
God.
My blue sofa panelist.
Oh, look, that range creep that's following him. It's got a vendetta. It's
Will they last hit?
yeah, they get it. Oh, and they're trying to come on over and sneak these ones
Yeah,
away.
they want to get the D ward. They know it's up there. So yes, TB will get some help now with ET's rotation up here, which means TNC should have an edge down bottom unless they end up rotating heroes off the lane. Looks like Skywrath maybe leached some XP from the arrow there. Skywrath already level 2.5.
Yeah, he got, I think, solo for the Ward XP stuff.
Hmm.
But it will be dual lanes once again. Over in the mid lane, DK absolutely crushing it. Dave, this is what you said might happen. If Makoto can win the lane, push the tower, TNC will be in some trouble.
Like, silence down bottom. Already in a little bit more trouble is Gabby. TNC in some trouble. Ooh, wait a minute though. Turn around.
Salve does get canceled, but he does stay alive.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. We don't often see the level 2 point in silence, I feel like, on Skywrath.
Yeah, especially if, like, I guess Gush.
And you amplify the concussive damage. It's
Yeah.
quite a lot of spell amp at level 1. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely a value point for the spell amp.
Weird.
You can see there, FBZ was maybe waiting for a silence before using that Gush, but keeping them nice and low.
Everything's all spread out now. Or two different creep waves meet together. Mon's still just hiding off in the trees there while FBZ tries to farm up.
Surprise!
Chase.
Lightning just hit level 3.
Oof.
He didn't actually have the use the third.
Oh
skill
yeah,
point,
he
though.
didn't. Yeah, he ends up putting his second skill point in Split Earth, but gets the kill.
But this is something you mentioned might happen, is that Leshrac was going to have a rough time laning against the Skywrath.
Yeah, that does seem like it's something that could be a bit of an issue. And I guess that was, we were thinking about the Skywrath going against, or rather being against TB, just in general. But it's sort of a similar situation where, you know, if you step a bit too far forward, you can be punished.
Yeah, all these high armor heroes, Lesh with 5 base armor, don't like having to deal against these magic damage spammers.
Well, nonetheless, 4-minute mark coming in. Alright, trying to keep the pressure back. Full mana pool for the Sky.
Leshrac
Take
not-
it straight to the grave. Oh,
Yeah, Lesh wasn't in range for the chain stun, so didn't actually end up throwing a stun
and now
out on the
Whitemon
Skywrath.
might be dead.
Oh,
Nope.
Second Lightning Storm coming out. Just that one value point in Lightning Storm. I think it got buffed from 80 to 90 damage in
Yep.
a recent patch. So it's become more and more of a value point, and you know, little buffs like that can make a difference.
And so it's really interesting, right? Skywrath, if you look at him, I think he went 0-2-1. And now this is like one of the most efficient mana-wise things that you can do and like combo it together with the Gush. But the downside is that the cooldown on Concussive Shot is super long, so you can't spam your spells.
Kind of, yeah, you play the lane very differently. With your first skill, you're just spamming, using up your entire mana pool, then feeding to a tower or something and coming back to lane. With this build, you're not running out of mana, like you say, and you're just looking to be aggressive when you have Concussive, and when it's on cooldown, you have to play very passively.
Yeah, it's more built for kill attempts rather than harass.
And they will kill. First on the board for Boom.
Yeah, I think Whitemon just trying to go in, sneak a bounty rune or something, gets punished, but not a big deal for him. He was fairly low on health anyways and can come back to lane with some extra regen. May even consider a rotation towards this mid lane where the T1 tower is being pressured early on.
Yeah, Mirana successfully sniped out the siege creep though.
Good stuff. That's what you want to see from Tim's.
Definitely saves, yeah, a lot of damage on this tower.
It's crazy how that little thing
Ooh.
just makes all the difference. And so takes a nice little brunt of damage there from Snapfire, who's currently winning that lane a little bit.
Yeah, so Whitemon dying there, he TP's down bottom, brings the items for the Leshrac, and I feel like this Venge Lesh a pretty potent killing combo at this point in the game. You can see there in the net worth, Lesh is having a pretty good time. Snapfire, top net worth, KP. Definitely wasn't a good lane for the TB, even when the support ET showed up, but there's plenty of jungle stacks to fall back to.
Now,
Oh boy.
that is nutty. So Dreamcell just going to farm up now while Kezcute soaks up some XP as well.
Not the ideal hero to farm stacks with, but you know, it's still the best farm he can get right now.
At a half duration. Just to make sure you can finish off the rest of these during it. But yeah, 1,000 gold lead so far for TNC, and they're cutting the wave up top also to get some extra pressure on. But it looks like they're also going to have a rotation over from that ET to stop the pressure coming in.
Yeah, they don't suspect anything about these stacks going on right now.
That's almost like the great part about doing it with a hero that you wouldn't consider a stack
Yeah.
farmer. It's like there's just no threat of any rotation in there. I don't think, yeah, there's any idea that there's like triple and quadruple stacks going on.
Yeah, you disappear for a little bit as a bristleback and everyone's like, hey, what's going on?
DK's here, Gab. I think Gabby, the second the DK shows up, Gabby's like, okay, you're on your own, Whitemon.
That was a very bold TP.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got kisses.
Oh,
Yes, stand in melee range. You can't do anything.
God. Trying to get it with Starfall. One more punch. Nice. Good play.
We still get a psychological victory for the ET there.
True.
Yeah. That's what you love to see. So Armel getting a little bit of me time, and in fact, bringing over Gabby. They're going to call off the charge.
I like that. You just force TPs to be used or to go on cooldown. But Boom are pressuring other side lanes. DK bringing his next Dragon Form to use, taking this tier 1 bottom tower, which I believe will go down here because it doesn't look like TNC want to play this lane anymore. And just
Dire's middle tower
focused
is
on
under
pressuring
attack.
and rotating elsewhere on the map.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
FBZ. Okay, it kind of reveals the fact they had a ward there.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom tower has fallen.
He's got one more. He can go back up the.
Oh, I like this. Yes.
A rare moment that you were happy you got bashed by Roche for the extra damage.
Wow.
Oh, Gabby did end up going bottom to the bottom tier 1 tower, but he's kind of paying the price here. Luckily,
raindrop.
Raindrop. Nice.
I don't know why he went down there though. I don't. Did he get a deny on the tower? Can I get a press enter? Find out what the tower situation
believe
is.
so. But
Nope. Makoto got it.
All right. Very interesting. I guess maybe just trying to soak up the leftover creeps that were down there. But regardless, very even game, very back and forth.
Yep.
Feels like both the Terrorblade and the TA are both getting the farm that they would want.
yeah, it feels like Boom are going to be looking to just take all these tier 1 towers with Dragon Form, while TNC are looking to just farm up their key item timings, which is like Deso Blink on TA, Leshrac. I'm curious to see what Leshrac will go for.
I think he had Yules queued up for the
Okay.
first item.
But yeah, fighting around these first couple items timings, and of course the Ags on Snapfire, which is typically what you rush on a core Snapfire. And then they're going to look to take team fights, take Roche with the Deso TA and snowball from there. But for now, it is Boom who have the greater ability to pressure with Ravage and Dragon Form.
Dire are scanning.
BZ might need to use it if he's not careful. It's a lot of damage from Armelon. It looks like they spotted that smoke. So not going to be easy to find a kill here, but might also scare Boom back from trying to be in that area where they're head bottom.
Oh, Makoto may be screwed.
This be a good kill. He's getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger.
Stun, stun. Done. And
Arrow. Wait,
Whoa.
did it time out?
It was too long range.
Oh.
And that was Mortimer's kisses too.
That is a rare mistake by
Oh,
Tim's.
KP is
Dire's
dead.
middle tower
That
under
is
attack.
really unfortunate.
Wow.
Big place. Do you think they needed all 4 heroes?
He goes from almost being like 600 gold away from his dagger to being 200 gold now.
Oof.
On the DK. Jeez.
Yeah, that was a
Dire's top tower
pretty
is under attack.
costly mistake for TNC.
Yeah.
The game looks very different if they just kill the DK there, get out cleanly. Feels like they're going to hit their timing quicker, they're going to slow down Boom's timing. But now instead, Makoto's just going to get his Blink Dagger
Radiant's
somewhat
bottom tower
uncontested,
is under attack.
and Boom are going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto TNC. Looks like bottom lane, yeah. Venge. We'll set up for a Mirana kill.
Nicely played.
I doing some aggressive moves, probably just on some warding missions.
Bulwark in front of his cores
Dire's
too.
middle tower is under
Just
attack.
kind of what you want to see.
DK completes the dagger, although he blue dragon form to get the turnaround kill, so probably gonna chill out until the next dragon form is online.
Pretty close. There's 30 seconds. Who's ready to fight? Says Mr. Makoto, and I'm sure FBZ is saying he's good to go. He's got Ravage. They're even going to bring the TB, so they are ready to go with Metamorph. So if they get a kill or win a fight off of this, it's going to be a very quick and easy tier 1 tower.
KP is mega dead.
It's like a slight overcommitment, but
Is under
they'll-
attack.
Well, they didn't ravage at least.
yeah.
So I think there's a threat of 2 tiers.
Yeah, they're gonna get the glyph back again.
Yeah, and I think when you see this for your TNC, you're just like, actually, even if we TP everyone, we're not defending this. It's going to be a slow roll of
Yeah.
TPs. They've got Ravage, they've got Meta, Dragon Form. The only thing they don't have is the Earth Splitter, so. The right call from TNC not to try and fight. They just don't have the team fight to match up to it.
Kodo trying to follow
The
here.
YOLO breathe fire.
Ooh, not gonna get it.
But I imagine we're going to see TNC look to play aggressive now that Metamorph and Dragon Form are going to be on cooldown.
Is under attack.
With these shapeshift ultimates, there's these periods of downtime that TNC can take advantage of.
It still is a little bit scary going into Ravage, definitely, but it should be okay. Fuel Scepter done for the Lesh.
Yeah, I think it's also a question of are TNC ready to go play aggressive while they're on cooldown, because I don't believe TA has Deso and Blake. I think it's just the Deso.
Right.
Leshrak still trying to farm up.
He
his
just
key
finished
items.
his Yules, I
Okay.
think.
And how's KP doing? The Ag Scepter's been slowed down multiple times with these deaths.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's halfway there.
I feel like he would be probably just a couple hundred gold away for it. If
I
not
would
for
think so.
If they'd killed the DK bottom, it would just
definitely.
be, you know.
I'm mainly surprised how Leshrak is not doing so well.
Yeah.
He is very, very far behind.
We'll see how it ends up going. Tim's trying to get towards that Yules as well. BKB is the pickup for him eventually. I'm curious if he goes for bots first or not. But again, kind of just like a slow roll coming right now from Boom.
Yep.
Not really want to be aggressive yet. The next one.
Yeah, I think we'll see them group up again, maybe make another smoke play once their ultis are back online. TB may even look to join up with them, but that mid-tier 1 tower was like the big prize to claim, so I think TB may not even join the next smoke move just because it's like, okay, what's the key objective here? And I don't think there is like an immediate tower that you want to be taking. So it's TNC who will move first, smoking up, bypassing some wards here. Don't think you want to take that courier, but it does kind of reveal where these heroes might be. Oh, Makoto.
Can you get him before he blinks?
Oh, they tried to stop him with the
goodness.
wave. They don't have the way to, they have an arrow to scout.
Oh,
Okay.
Well read.
Yeah.
nice. And there are heroes moving in. It's going to die, but
get a
now the rest of
second, yeah.
Boone is in the area.
Wait, did they not see Hyde?
Careful.
Yeah, Hyde is taking a very interesting path here.
Yeah, you kind of walk past. I'm surprised they didn't seem to notice him at first, but Armel walks up into him. And they're going to TP top to get those bounty runes and probably just farm their next little item or two. The Blink Dagger on TA, the big one. Ooh, nice catch. There's a Mirana arrow to follow this up as well. Lines it up
And
perfectly.
Wow.
Absolutely perfect.
So they get 3 kills out of it, 2 cores, the carry and the mid.
For nothing.
Yep.
Didn't have to spend Mortimer Kisses, didn't have to spend like a BKB or anything, and
Didn't give up 4 bounty runes. They managed to still get the 2 top ones.
yeah, and they may be able to Roche
Yeah.
with Deso TA and Wave.
It's looking very,
It is
very
ET.
good for TNC.
But-
Did they know?
And this is how they needed this game to play out, because I feel
Right.
like for their draft to win, it needs to be this kind of snowballing pick-off with Leshrak, TA getting Aegis. Their team fight and just overall lineup is weaker if they're not playing from ahead in terms of farm and
no.
Aegis advantage.
Walking right into everybody. Ravage comes out, gonna land lots of magical damage as
arrow
well.
whiffs.
They dodge the arrow. Meanwhile, Metamorphosis comes out, but they got the Earth Splitter onto everybody. Swap pulls him in, takes 2 down.
Oh my god,
rather
TA
just
gets
1.
out.
SQ just hugging in nice and close.
Oh, they put him to sleep. And now running down for the next round of battles. They take down Tim's and also going to get KP.
Just overly ambitious going for Roshan.
How low it is.
They had low respawn timers, and none of the big ultimates were on cooldown on the Boom side, so it was just a little bit too greedy by TNC.
I think
making the call for Roche.
It was too greedy for TA to solo it. If Lesh and Venge had committed in the pit, I feel like they could have had a pretty good... Oh, and Shredder also. Or actually, I don't know if Snapfire has any points in Shredder.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't. Okay, but her going solo was definitely not going to happen quickly enough.
Yeah. I think the fear is you have to have someone outside of the pit because you're playing
it's
against...
too suspicious otherwise.
Well, no, you're going to get, like... You have to have someone scouting, otherwise you get caught by like an ET Stomp or
Oh,
Ravage, like,
right.
or you need really good vision. But even then, what if they're smoked up? So you need somebody to pop the smoke gank. But
I mean, they only had one other hero in there with TA. You could have just had Snapfire out there. Or maybe
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Avenge or whatever. But yeah, it's whatever the case was, really rough for TNC and a huge swing back. And now, if you lose another couple of heroes,
Wait, she got
Armel
cookied in?
trying to
That
go
was-
in and blow him up. That's
Yeah.
a cool play.
I mean, the problem for Boom is when their ulti's on cooldown, they aren't that strong, and TNC's taking advantage of it.
Moving in now.
Armel's gonna be careful.
ET looking for the stomp afterwards. Hits onto one. FBZ, as well as the meta coming out. Dream of Cell doesn't have it.
There's Gabby.
Ooh, Yule
Whoa,
Scepter,
no.
not well timed.
Oh,
And able
the
to
man to
mid to
dodge.
dodge
Wow.
it. Still a lot of damage coming in onto Dreamless Cell as
Yeah,
well as
he's
Kazq.
out of mana on the left track now, though, but he's got Edict still pulsing and bottle charges.
Yeah, it's not killing this TB. Well, not once nor twice.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is under
Armel
Maybe with
still
the
went down.
Mirana's help, but I don't think they want to keep hunting. Lish, yeah, back to base, getting that mana back.
Well, really close to Aghanim Scepter soon for KP.
To me, that's the more surprising thing about the Roche is that they did it when Boom had all their ultimates. Like, and ultimately, this is still fairly early on. They respawn quickly. I think the key for them to Roche is to either win a fight where Boom use their ultimates, or have a fight that is even or you lose, but make sure Ravage meta's on cooldown. That's when they're stronger. It's when these spells are on cooldown, and that's why that fight there goes pretty well for them. Is because there's no Dragon Form, there's no meta, there's no Ravage.
That BKB timing is going to be really important, it feels like.
Yeah. The game changes with TNC's BKBs. That's kind of, I think, their biggest power spike of the game. Late game, I think the swing goes back in Boom's favor with the TB and how well he scales. But the double BKB on Lesh TA with the Ag's initiation on Snapfire is going to be TNC. That's where they need to pull ahead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
In the meantime, grouping up and trying to pressure up this top lane. See if they can take over this area, get the outpost.
Are fortified.
A lot of Radiant heroes in this dire jungle.
Both teams trying to take tier 2 towers here. It does look like Boom may get this tier 2 and outpost down bottom, whereas TNC haven't taken the tier 2 tower just yet.
Is under attack.
Moving in, and Gabby's there as well.
TP.
Rotations.
It's a Tidehunter, though. You can't really stop him.
And Gabby's in trouble. Yeah, the swap
back
save.
out. Jump forward with the blink. Ravage going to connect onto 3, actually, but is there any more follow-up?
The Lesh gets out okay, it looks like. Well, for now.
No dust on him. But
Sentry
he walks into a
ward.
sentry.
Looks like he's going to be okay without the Dragon Form, and the bottom outpost
Yeah,
was
they
not
didn't take
taken.
it.
Okay. TB. He's hitting creeps, you know.
Yeah, actually, yeah, TB didn't show. What the? Okay.
Well,
That's,
he didn't. So he didn't get it taken down in time. I saw him walking
Oh,
over. It was
okay.
like
Yeah.
55 seconds when it went down. But yeah.
Yeah, he was left alone to push. That makes sense. That he didn't kill it fast enough to actually take the outpost.
Regardless, Ravage down now does leave kind of a nice opening for TNC.
Meta's up, though, still.
Meta and Dragon Form will be up, but
They're doing a good job at staggering their high cooldowns.
and I think importantly, Makoto doesn't have BKB yet, so he's very vulnerable, as we're seeing here. Gets
Wow.
blown up. Doesn't have anything for the magic damage, and TNC will look to continue pressuring. They're picking that top tier 2 tower. They want to finish it off. Tim's with his Yule Scepter, so that gives him a reliable initiation as well as the Venge until BKBs come into play for the dire side. And yes, the Ag Scepter. Easy, as well as the Skyrith nearby. They're checking for wards, but
Dire's bottom
don't
tower
believe they
is
want to go
under
on the Tidehunter. Well, Ammo did.
Oh, I almost got him. Well, Kazq just going to hold fort down up here.
A lot of deforesting happening up top.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
We try
is
and hit
under
a stomp
attack.
here or something. I guess Armel still has blink, so he
Dire's
can't really
top
do
tower
that.
has fallen.
I'll just claim this outpost. I think with second Roshan, I think the kind of key objective on TNC's mind, they kind of you just want to gear up and get your BKBs ready for that fight. But Boom will have the same idea. They get this very early BKB on the Terra Blade to kind of prepare themselves for these early fights.
And now, 22 minutes in, as the outpost is going to be taken over. It's sort of a battle of who pushes in the opposing safe lane harder.
Yeah. I don't think TNC will put too much effort into that bottom lane or bottom outpost for now.
What was Dragon Form activated for?
Farming, man.
Wow, was he using it to misclick?
Well, okay, so I guess he is getting close to his BKB, and to get to a quicker BKB, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if there was like an ancient stack or something.
Yeah.
But even that, it feels kind of risky just to use it casually when you
For
know
sure.
TNC's like they're smoked up now. They probably saw that Dragon Form.
He
they're
took a
smoking
creep
here.
wave within it, so yeah.
I feel like it may have been a misclick because I don't think you want to be using Dragon Form there.
Well, he did complete his BKB and quick initiation on the Skywrath.
Yeah, he tanks the smoke gank, but the rest of TNC...
Gobble up.
Oh, big play there, throwing out Gabby.
Nice.
And get in the kill.
Can they get any more? They've got a swap here potentially.
Chase slow.
FBZ, I think his Blink's on cooldown. He gets hit by the Lightning Storm, so he gets swapped back in, but he is a tide. And yeah, KP had one idea, and Whitemon had another. He's a 5 position. He's not diving on top of Tide.
We can get him, guys. We can get him. Then
Hoping
what?
to catch TB here, but no such luck. Ancient's already been farmed up, and without Roshan, I'm not sure TNC will get any objectives off of this.
I think Makoto's like bluffing almost.
They want to fight. They've got the Ravage. Yep.
My God, catches onto all 3 of them. The arrow comes out afterwards. That's a lot of damage, though, as they try and get Armel away. For the moment, Makoto just walking in and beating the crap out of him. Oh, no fear.
Both sides using BKBs and ultimates. I think this will favor TNC overall because they aren't relying. Ooh!
Whoa!
Snap. He's just scouting Roshan now.
Of course.
He's penance for all the couriers he killed yesterday.
That's true.
But yeah, this should favor TNC because they're not cooldown reliant.
Yeah, and there's no objectives to claim. I would have thought for Dragon Form and meta you may be able to take a tier 2, but no one died.
Yep. TNC will be hoping for a nice fast Roche respawn, which we'll find out soon.
It is 16 seconds.
I think
This is the
that's
potential.
the minimum.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, so we'll find out in 10 seconds time when it is.
Okay.
But unlikely they'll just look to fight because they're not going to expecting an instant Roche respawn. They're ready to go.
And all the cooldowns are down for Boom.
Yeah.
Middle of the road respawn.
So any kind of initiation that TNC can find here should favor them.
Gobble up.
Makoto playing very far up here.
Dire's bottom tower has been
Heard something flying.
Yep.
Gaz cute caught again.
Gabby
Dire's
could
bottom
be hunting
tower
for more
is under
here.
attack.
Oh, he's queuing up
This
the
Skywrath.
Aghanim's.
So he gets a bounty room, but can he get out? He's got a TP, and I think he will be fine here.
Shout out to Night Vision.
Everybody's building Ags these games. Got it on Lesh. Got it halfway done on Skywrath.
Yeah. The Leshag's,
Only viable in Dire Tider versus Illusion Heroes.
yes. Well,
It's
yes to the second part. I don't know about Dire Tide. Not sure if I can agree there.
Oh, Tim.
I'll defer to you.
I will say, people have been talking about it sort of making a comeback. It's been in a couple pro games, the Aghanim's on Lesh.
It's growing in popularity for sure, but I still don't think... so some people are saying that it does insane single target damage, obviously, if someone's isolated, because between Edict and, just you don't have to sit around casting your lightning. But I don't feel like there are many opportunities where you will find someone isolated after you have an Aghanim Scepter, and you're probably going to kill them anyway.
Nice catch here, but the Blink Tide save.
Oh my
Ravage
God.
comes off. Makoto gets a chance to use his BKB because of it, and Boom's ready to fight. Their ultimate's back up now, and I think TNC has to be very careful. Gabby turns with his BKB. He's looking to just Nova people down.
Oh my god!
Nice
Whitemon!
play.
It's the 5 position Venge getting launched in. He's going to get himself 2. Gabby's there to back him up, and what a play coming in from TNC. They're not done yet. Gabby's going to be a little bit careful here. As a defensive
Somewhere
Yulch, and
no.
he didn't have a target.
God, they're just tearing him apart.
Yep.
Armel keeps the chase going as FBZ hoping to escape, but they hit their stun yet again.
Wow.
Just like that, 4 heroes just melt. Man, when Lesh is able to just sit there in front of everybody, it's like so much damage. We had fight recap real quick. How much damage was it that Lesh did in that fight? Yeah, 4,100.
Big DPS.
Dire team.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Was a sick gobble up by KP though.
Launches an Avengeable hero.
Venge, go kill that DK.
Yeah. I just hear it getting launched. I was like, oh, he's going to be thrown in one of the cores. I was like, what the hell? That's Avenge.
Get in there. Well,
And Roche is back now, but... And TNC they can just take Roche uncontested, I imagine, with the ultis down. That was meant to be a better fight for Boom, but they just couldn't get the kills during the BKBs.
Yeah.
They
Namely the
almost
Leshrek kill.
Yeah. They were used too defensively almost.
Gabby's just farming away while they're taking Roche again. No big deal.
Sometimes the problem with the early BKB on TB, you got it after the Manta, is just there isn't damage output until he gets like another item or two. DK is not going to give you a lot of damage, and then you've got a Tide. So the damage output is kind of the big question mark for the Boom draft at this stage.
Right.
Feels like TB may need to wait for another item or two before Boom start fighting.
Sort of having this feeling that things could fall apart very rapidly for Boom. I mean, they already have to a large extent with a 7k gold lead, but...
Yeah. And, like, you know, Gabby's getting away, not even needing any armor items against his TB. He's got the casual plate mail queued up, but he's probably clicking this TB like, you know, there's nothing to be too afraid of just yet. I think he's going for a Scotty as well. Like, I get it's an amazing item and gives you good stats, but I feel like he needs like a Daedalus. Probably has his item right after Scotty to really be a true threat.
Otherwise, it's just tickling him. And by that point, you're going to have those plate mail items as well.
Yeah, 3 kind of defensive stat-based items when none of your other cores on your team do damage is tricky.
Tricky, huh?
Tricky. Questionable. I don't know. It's hard. He wants to stay alive. You know, he had to get the BKB early, I think, to fight and contest Roche.
Right.
The third item, Scotty, may be where he could have gone for a Daedalus first.
Well, TNC, as has been the case for today, you just have these games where it feels like it's one team that starts getting ahead and then there's no looking back. To see if Boom can come up with some type of response here and start to even this thing up a little bit.
I do think there is potential for Boom to turn it around, though. I think so far, initiation has been their biggest issue. Wow. Bomb.
See, somebody just get tossed in. It's so silly.
It's going to be close.
Z gets caught and killed.
And Dire's smoked up. They're going to have no Tide for this fight, and I don't even know if they want to fight. They were smoking for the bounty runes.
Oh, stun, blow
Nice.
up. Swap out. Live. Swap again. What a play.
Okay.
Jeez. And then the
He's still in trouble.
BKB, the runaway, he's in a lot of trouble, but they bring it in.
Slow.
Yep.
Kescu dying for the rune, I respect it.
Oh man, this is turning terrible for TNC.
Okay.
How does that happen?
They should be able to get her.
They use literally everything, and the Scotty slow yet again. Meanwhile, the chase down's going to come as they're throwing out Mortimer's kisses, but it's time to run.
They just caught TNC with their pants down. You know, they were split across. They had 2 heroes top, 3 bottom.
I don't know why TA came. She could have very easily not come to that fight.
Yeah, they probably should have just let the Venge and Lesh die. It was a scenario where you're just outnumbered, shouldn't be fighting.
That was really, and it's like using the BKB charge, using the cheese,
Using the Aegis.
I think it was one of those things where I think TNC's eyes just lit up where it was like, oh, Whitemon made a sick play. He just saved the Lesh, allowed him to get the Yule's cheese BKB off. Let's turn it now. We just made this sick play, but realistically, they were just too heavily outnumbered. TB just finished Scotty, and DK had his level 3 ulti form. They just couldn't fight into that.
Yeah, the slows between the Scotty and the Frost Breath that Lesh was crawling out of that secret shop.
This is the like real danger too, is that these heroes just take buildings so quickly afterwards. Although they are able to force them off of it for now, so they're just going to try and reestablish some map control. And I guess, I don't even know, I guess that's all they really need to do. Maybe get some more items.
Oh. Time to play for Roche number 3.
Hey.
Tier 3 neutral items signed to get picked up here. So a telescope on the Dire side. Not the best telescope game, but it's okay. I guess you got DK and TB with Shapeshift and Skyreth with the cast range.
Yeah, I think Skyreth is just going to hold it for the cast, his own cast range. I think Tide needs to get a gem, though, because one of their biggest win conditions, I suppose, for Boom is getting Blink Dragon Tail before any BKB reaction can come out on the Lesh or the TA. And I feel like all these traps lying around are making it very difficult for DK to sneak in for initiation.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty solid idea.
Added value playing against Mirana, so
Yeah.
Just can't give it up.
Tide's a big boy.
Oh, we got the axe.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, so his 20 talent is a decision between Lightning Slow and Pulse Nova damage, and obviously against a TB you want the Nova damage, and then when you get an Ags, you're like, feel really good to get that slow duration, though.
Yeah.
And then same thing for his 25. I actually don't know what he's going to do about his 25.
I think you kind of have to go Diabolic Edict, right? It's just so good.
Might it just depend on the state of the game, where things are at,
Yeah.
because if you're playing on the back foot defensively, the Lightning Storm may just feel better for the team fights. It's going to be better in a team fight, whereas the Diabolic is just so good at pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke up.
Ags completed on Skyrath.
Where are we going?
ET would be a good kill, and a free kill, I think.
Awesome one out.
On FBZ, the arrow going to be off the mark here.
Lots of damage from the high ground from Hyde.
Dude,
Guys
all
who
these
could-
silences with the Ags.
Kodo. Just got the BKB in the front lines, gets the disarm off as well. They do lose the ET, and with the BKB wearing off, we'll see if TNC look to re-engage.
Whoa, Makoto just stands still for a
Tims.
second.
They got his arrow.
Yep.
Chase, stun, lots
the
of damage
kisses.
from the kisses. Kodo has to do a little bit of fancy footwork there, buying some time.
Trap breaks. No, his blink is up. He just doesn't want to go.
I like this Ags queued up for DK, playing against heavy magic damage, and BKB is going to be 5-second BKB fairly soon, so he's going to be incredibly tanky in that dragon form.
It's 40% magic resistance, I think, something like
I
that.
believe so. Tsunami?
Let's find out. Doesn't say. I will look it up. 40% sounds high, but you may be right.
It's insane magic resist from memory, yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so yes, it is 40%. Good call.
Hey!
30, it increases your DPS, your corrosive DOT to 30 from 20. Your splash AoE, or no, rather, your splash damage goes from 75% splash damage to 115. So your splash actually does more than your normal attack.
That's awesome.
Your slow goes from 40% to 60% on both attack speed and movement speed, and you get free pathing.
What a good Ags.
It's a great axe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, 40%.
He's definitely going to need it against this lineup.
Radiant's middle tower is
Tim's in
under
the
attack.
meantime pushing down bottom lane and getting it all the way to the tier 3s. And then running away. But they can maybe take this fight now with no Dragon Knight nearby. Looking for a swap now onto Hyde. Pulls it back in. Immediately into the waiting clutches of the rest of them. But two-shot this Skyrath mage here. Armel going to pop the BKB. Good timing there.
He's BKBing just to kill supports, and now he's in all sorts of trouble.
Oh, the gobble.
Luckily, KP's there to save his life.
What a player. But FBZ's still chasing.
Radiant's top
They
tower
won't be able to
is
get
under
him.
attack.
I think that's the tricky thing for the TA as this game drags, is that the BKB is going to be really short, and all he can really do during is maybe kill some of these supports, unless they're focusing like all their attention on chain selling one of the dire cores.
Yeah, and once I imagine Aeon discs eventually come out on Boom, then you can't even reliably one-shot the supports anymore. I am starting to go in Boom's favor as the game is progressing. It's a 6k net worth advantage, kill advantage, but still, it feels like it's going to be hard for them to close out the game.
Kind of has that feeling like the damage is capping off
Yeah.
almost on
Which is very
TNC.
typical for Templar Assassin
Yeah.
lineups.
Yeah.
The TA problem, and kind of what we saw maybe happening with this game, where TNC need a snowball, but if it does go late, TB is going to be the ultimate carry of this game. And
True.
not even just TB, but DK and Tide, just they don't get really threatened by a TA.
Yeah. They fall off in terms of dealing damage, but they will just get increasingly tankier and tankier.
It doesn't feel like TNC have other heroes to make up for. Like, their supports aren't really doing any damage scaling into the late game, whereas Boom, you know, you got this Skyrath and ET.
Yeah.
These supports damage output-wise scale very well into the late game.
Even just experience-wise, like Concussive Global is going to be really irritating to deal with, because again, it solves their vision issue on Boom, where they can
Right.
hopefully find initiation.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. But Boom just need to get through the scary period now. Think they might smoke up again, getting ready for next Roche.
Yeah.
2 minutes away.
Yeah, I think TNC have to get this third Roche, I think, to have a good chance of winning this game. And even if they get it, I think it's still like that kind of just keeps things even for them. If they somehow lose a fight and Boom gets Roshan, I think things start looking very grim for TNC.
Again, elimination on the line for TNC. If they lose this game, they would go out in 4th. And it would be Boom moving on the date against Among Us. So a lot on the line here.
$100,000 prize pool. Valve backed.
Hey. Well, Ninja Gear, the next tier of items starting to come out now.
I might give the Ninja Gear to like DK. Craggy on the Leshrac. A knife found for Armel.
Craggy, this is definitely a hero that Craggy is amazing on.
Yeah.
And this game specifically, yeah.
I don't know if he'll give it up. Maybe for like a spell prism. Oh,
That's a great hero to open up the fight on.
bonk.
Roche respawning in 50 though, and that's when Venge will be back alive. That's the good news for TNC.
And Armel's getting close to 25 too. That's another big thing for him.
Oh yeah, Meld bashes.
This honestly might not be a terrible game for TA Ags, actually.
Yeah.
If you could cut waves and just keep dragging Boom all around the map, you may find an opening.
Radiant's top tower
I
is
think
under
it's
attack.
better than a lot of people talk about.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
for like 2 months ago, CIS was like first building
Yeah.
Ags on TA.
You'll have a camera. I just wonder if TA is going to need like some super damage item, some kind of rapier or...
Yeah, the thing is that I think even if she keeps building damage, it's not going to solve their issue.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
That's-
just so tanky on Boom.
Yeah, the only damage item that could maybe do it is the rapier.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the only other consideration is if you feel you're going to need a nullifier to deal with like support Aeon Disc later, but you don't want to preemptively build it. And there is the Spell Prism you mentioned as the only maybe consideration for replacing a Craggy.
Yeah.
We'll have an Arcane Room for the next fight, and uh-oh,
That is a problem.
dead Mirana.
110 seconds, no buyback.
Yeah. Right as TNC smoked up to try and take a fight, Mirana gets picked off. They still may look to initiate here, but they've been scouted out. The smoke popped, and the illusions see them. So, Boom probably should be able to get Roshan.
Oh, absolutely everybody dropping them down, taking the kills. Gabby gotta run. Unreal. And one more.
That
Good
deserved
measure.
an eek.
Yeah.
Rapier on TB.
He's going through, and he's like, we just won the game. Let's
Okay.
pick up a
I think
rapier to
they
end this
might.
one.
They,
Leveler.
Why the hell not?
oh my god.
There's no buyback on 3 of these heroes.
I think this is
it's
it.
over.
Yeah.
TNC may not know it yet, but we see the writing on the wall, and
Oh my god. How are you just going to get hit like that by that giant stomp with 4 heroes?
Oh my god.
Tower is under attack.
Get off my
that's
lawn.
one way to put an exclamation mark on a finish, as TNC can't do anything except type those
All right, quickly.
2 familiar letters.
Go to bts.gg/monstermvp and vote for Kezcute for single-handedly winning them a movement forward into this lower bracket
Wow.
and eliminating TNC.
TNC seemed shocked. You know, they didn't even
GG.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't GG until the throne was dead, because they were just like, wait, we
just
just
lost?
lost? Like, what the hell?
yeah.
It felt like they were just speechless there.
I mean,
I'm speechless.
I think we're going to take a look at the graph there in a second, but that was a quick drop off too. Like it was like, oh, maybe just bleh, and then it was over.
All right, well, we're going to jump to a quick break. Let that all process in the mind. Same thing with you at home. And please do go to bts.gg/monstermvp, because that is the last game of the series. Now is the time to vote. Now is the time to find out who will be the winner. But we're going to go to a quick break, and when we return, more post-game analysis.